The mining city of Butte has seen its fair share of stellar athletes in its storied history, of course. We've met some on the boys basketball, girls basketball, wrestling, you name it. Any of our countdowns throughout the summer, and the MT Top 40 will be no different. We're looking at defensive backs to kickstart things. Of course, over the next 8 weeks, we'll introduce you to the top 5 players at each position. Number 5 on Monday, all the way to number 1, and then some honorable mentions on Friday. We're at number 2 on the defensive backs, where we do go to the mining city of Butte. A former Bulldog standout who went over to the Montana Grizzlies, became a quick fan favorite there, and then a pretty decent career in the National Football League with the pros. Number 2 on the defensive backs of the MT Top 40 is none other than Colt Anderson. Colt Anderson was a 3-year letterman at Butte High School, and how about the stats on the football field? 310 tackles, 9 interceptions, and then flip over to offense, 850 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns. He was an honorable mention All-State selection as a junior, and then bumped that up to first-team All-State at safety his senior season. That was back in 2003, and of course, Anderson walked on at the University of Montana and quickly became a fan favorite, and how he played for the Grizz.
Colt had some rough years in football at Butte High School, but you know what? He always had a great attitude and had great work ethic. To be able to go then to the University of Montana and experience success had to be a great feeling for him, because that's one of those things where, you know, a lot of people, they don't get that. You know, success is, you know, there's not a lot of people that win. You know, I mean, there's a winner and a loser every time, and so, you know, for Colt to be able to go to the University of Montana and be on a lot of those W's, that had to be pretty special. And because of him and what he did, was he's a big part of that. And I, you know, leadership. You hear about what he did in the weight room with the guys, and just as a leader, not necessarily just on the field, but really earning a scholarship through the weight room. That's pretty special, you know. And you can see it. I mean, we still get to see it right now when he comes in the morning with our guys, and what he does. It's a pretty cool thing to see.
I think we got to start with our scheme, our coaches. We had a tremendous defense coordinator, Craig Polson, who just really put a lot on the safeties, and with Shan Schillinger back there, Jimmy Wilson, Tremaine Johnson, like guys I've played with. It's been awesome to play with those guys. But to go back to the coaches, Tim Houck, he was a guy that was my mentor, and you know, he wasn't the biggest guy just like me, but you know, he taught me the importance of just having a good work ethic, a positive attitude, and that if you just dedicate yourself to the sport and to the weight room, anything's possible. And so it was great having him there.
Check it out, 2005, 5 games there, earned a scholarship prior to the 2006 season after originally walking on, and then became one of the best safeties the Big Sky Conference has seen. 92 total tackles as a sophomore. He was given some all-conference accolades there. Then by his junior season, one of the best defensive backs, not just in the league, but the entire country. 85 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 3 forced fumbles. Honorable mention All-America that junior year, and the senior season, one of the best in the University of Montana's history. 129 tackles, second most in a single season in program history. He snagged 3 interceptions, had a couple of fumbles, and forced 1 more, and was voted by his teammates in the program the team MVP, all Big Sky for the 3rd time, and this time those All-American honors jumped right up to first team. 313 career tackles, and that ranks 7th at the University of Montana all time.
Tremendous, obviously tremendous player on the field. Played the way the game was supposed to be played, physical, tough, with passion. And then off the field, just a tremendous dude, a great leader, guy I consider one of my best friends and learned a lot from, and very close to today, and really happy and proud of what he's done with his career, and you know, 8-9 years in the NFL is not easy to do, and but also more, you know, proud of how the person he is and how humble and hungry he stayed throughout the course of his career.
You know, I think that goes back to the way we prepared. Tim Houck had us work extremely hard, and you know, we worked on the tackles day in and day out, and you know, when it came game time, it was just second nature, and we were just playing with our instincts, and I didn't think about the way I was going to hit a guy. I didn't think about, you know, angles. I just reacted. So, and I think that's what helped me get to where I'm at.
Anderson then signed with the Minnesota Vikings as an undrafted free agent in the National Football League. That was in 2010, and it spanned an 8-year career in the pros. Philadelphia Eagles signed Anderson off the Vikings practice squad late that season. He spent 4 years with the Eagles before heading off to the Indianapolis Colts in 2014. Then it was the Buffalo Bills in 2016-2017, still listed as a free agent right now to this day. And during his NFL career, Anderson has appeared in 84 total games, racking up 109 total tackles and 1 interception, and it all started in the mining city, spanning to the University of Montana, and then eventually those pros.
He's such an amazing individual. What he's done with the individual and the youth of Butte, what he's done for our football program at Butte High School by coming back and working with our kids, and it always meant something to be from Butte for Colt, and it meant when he went down there as a walk-on and wasn't going to settle for anything but getting on the field, and that's pretty special because there's a lot of people that they'll give up, and Colt probably had some moments where he probably was afraid, you know, that it wasn't going the way he wanted it, and he just stuck with it and busted his butt and made himself a phenomenal player and one of the, you know, the greatest athletes to ever come out of Butte High School.
So if Colt Anderson's the number 2 defensive back in Montana history, who could that leave at number 1? Tune into MontanaSports.com on Friday, and we'll unveil him as well as your honorable mentions, the best defensive backs in Big Sky Country. Richie Melby, MTN Sports.